Hi, I'm Firefighter Anderson. This is New Mexico State Fire.
My name is Lieutenant Tiveros. This is University Fire.
I'm Firefighter again, and this is NMSU Fire.
This is Probationary Firefighter Ivan. This is NMSU Fire.
So, welcome to NMSU Fire. This is our ladder truck 321. It's kind of like our secondary that we use to go on calls. We kind of do both EMS and fire calls, which is really unique for our station. Basically how our station works is we have two shifts. We have an A shift and B shift, and we kind of work every other day from 5 in the afternoon to about 8 o'clock in the morning while we're on call. And so we kind of do that during the weekdays, and then on the weekends we work 24-hour shifts from 8 in the morning to 8 in the morning, and then just kind of switch off between crews. So just kind of walking around the station, giving a little tour. Each firefighter has their own designated locker. In each locker, we have our own specific gear. So we have our little masks that we use to go on calls. So we just kind of throw this on.
Okay, keeps us all the bad gases and everything out.
Yeah, so we kind of use that. Then we hook up to our bottles. Right now, during this pandemic, we kind of want to keep safe, not only ourselves, but everybody else. So we use these N95 masks specifically for when we go on to EMS calls that we suspect may have some sort of COVID-19 scenario. So right here we have our bunker coats. So in here it's 3 different layers. It's a thermal layer. Keeps us from the heat, definitely for sure. We try to make sure that we have this fully zipped up, everything connected. We have our little straps for our gloves. Sometimes it keeps it handy. Certain firefighters have specific tools that they keep in their coat, like flashlights, things like that. Okay, so after we have that, obviously we have our helmet. Okay, some firefighters, they have specific straps that we, have certain things like wheel chocks or wood chocks, anything like that. That way when we put it on, we have it all ready over our mask and everything. Okay, and then lastly, what we try to carry is our bunker pants, has our boots and everything. So normally how we start is we like to start with our hood, and then we go ahead and put on our pants. Okay. You would throw these over, buckle everything in, throwing on our suspenders. Okay. And then proceed to moving with our coat as well as our mask and helmet. So normally that's what we have as our gear. Each firefighter, has their own set of gear that fits. Some of us also do keep a little extra stuff in our lockers, personal items. Sometimes we have personal quotes written on our lockers from previous employers. Just kind of a way to show your mark that you've left here. Have a forced entry door. This is a door that we use to train, especially for forcing doors. Mainly how it works is we'll slide a couple woods in here, and we'll use the specific tools called the irons that we have in order to force this door as a way to train for real life scenarios in case we ever have to force a home door or anything like that for a rescue. Right here, this is our secondary engine. It's engine 302. It's kind of our reserve engine in case that anything happens with our initial engine 301. Our initial engine 301 is our primary engine that we use to run calls. We carry a lot of specific equipment, especially not only for fires or anything like that. Like we have our EMS equipment, which carries our bags that we have, certain medical supplies that we use for calls, as well as extra masks. So not only does each firefighter have masks, we have masks for patients that are in need as well. So just kind of showing you what we have here at the station. So what else is interesting about this department is that we try to have our own kitchen. This is where a lot of us come to kind of chow down on some snacks. Each of us try to keep some food in here that we used to make. It's important to know that for every shift, it's our responsibility in order to cook, so each of us kind of take different turns cooking for the shift. And so we try to make sure that we definitely have room for it. And this is kind of just where we chill sometimes. We like to laugh and talk a lot. Just kind of relax, especially when it's kind of a difficult job like this. There's stressful scenarios. So off from the kitchen, this department also has specific bedrooms. So each firefighter shared with another crew member from another shift. We'll have a room. That way every night at least we have somebody here to answer calls. So in our rooms, it's kind of like a normal dorm room almost. We each have closets that we carry our clothes in. 2 different beds, one for each shift. So we kind of use this space for not only studying but also just our living. Some of us live here full time, so we're constantly here, constantly able to run calls, and we just kind of use this as our second home.
NMSU engine 301, NMSU engine 301. If you could respond to 5993 Las Olas Drive, 5993 Las Olas Drive.
kind of see that, you know, our foremans kind of take a seat here. We definitely use our gloves, not only just because of what's going on, but we try to make sure that we have gloves, all specific sizes for different body types, just for EMS calls that we do run. And about 90% of our calls are EMS calls. So although we don't receive a lot of fire calls, we definitely do try to train EMS as well. And so if you kind of take a point of view of how the foreman would sit, so like if you were sitting in the foreman seat, and you know, you can just imagine like this is what we're kind of viewing as we go on calls. So it's really neat and interesting to see kind of just, you know, what it's like to sit in the seat and you know, experience the type of experiences that we have. But yeah, so this is just our primary engine, everything that we have, everything we train on, we use on this. So another building that we kind of use is we actually have a little training room. So this is our training room. As you can see, we're also hiring. So if anybody's interested, you can go ahead and locate this website. It'll definitely tell you where to find us, all the information in order to apply. So definitely take a look into it if you find that any of this was interesting to you. So in here, this is our training room. You know, we each have our own set of desks that we use, boards, and TV that we kind of put up different PowerPoint slides for different fire trainings. We definitely go over a lot of fire presentations with new firefighters to train our probationary firefighters into becoming the firefighters that this department holds. And so we definitely do a lot of training here. We do a lot of EMS trainings as well, just to kind of, you know, further our skills, especially since we go on a lot of calls during the field. So this is kind of just what we do in here. It's a lot of training. Sometimes we just come in here to chill, maybe put on a movie on that screen. Another room that we just kind of have is our actual weightlifting room. So this is another way that we keep physically fit, whether it's on the treadmill, on a bench. We definitely try to keep up our physical abilities and never try to slack on it. So it's something that we really take pride in and really try to improve at. Not only just ourselves and our bodies, but on the scenes and our physical aspects for this job. So, you know, that's just kind of a basic walkthrough of how life is here, what we kind of see, what we do, what we go through. Definitely we do a lot of training. We take pride in what we do here. Being a firefighter just means that it's important to kind of have that courageous response and, you know, be able to do some of these tough scenarios during tough situations, things like that. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed.
Make sure to stay clean during this pandemic that we're going through currently. You know, it's important to maintain good personal hygiene and whatnot, so wash your hands.
Gotta keep your hands clean. Here we wash our hands very thoroughly. We want to get all surface of our hands. A lot of people forget to scrub their fingers. It's important. Making more contact. Really? All the way down to your wrist. Get a good scrub. I recommend about 45 seconds to a minute. You can see the dirt starting to scrub off. I use warm water.
I fucking always get like a fucking random straight that comes to the side of my nose right here. No way. That's fucking weird right there.
Dry your hands off completely. Very clean.
Nice to fire rescue.
She's looking nice and crazy. That's nice.
Yeah, that's nice.
Grass is looking cute. What it is. It's boy, skinny dick. AKA pussy boy.
Frank.